from hitthatline.com and across all of the ESPN Arkansas platforms. And in association with the Arkansas Sports Network, it's the only in-depth high school sports podcast in the state of Arkansas. It's Primetime Preps. And here's your hosts, Brad Caldwell and Bill Harshaw.
It is another edition of Primetime Preps. Brad Caldwell and Bill Harshaw here, once again in separate locations. We're working on that. Excited about things to come here, Bill. Got a lot of good things going on, not only with ESPN, but the Arkansas Sports Network and the Russellville Sports Network. Those things got a lot of good stuff going on. And so me and Bill, we just sit here and talk. Sometimes we just do some dreaming, and that's what we were doing a little bit in show prep. You got two, I guess middle-aged guys now that just love to talk sports, and that's what we're here to do today. So, Bill, you're back from a massive trip that you were just
That's
on.
right. I had to go to New York, and somebody asked me the other day. They said, or last night, I guess it was, why'd you go to New York? And I told them, I said, this is the first time I've ever said this without being a smart aleck, but I went to see somebody about a dog, and they thought I was just trying to blow them off, but that's what I did. I had to go all the way up to New York City and back, and had a long trip. Got to visit a few places, toured Gettysburg Battlefield, so it was a lot of fun.
We got a chance to see some of that video, and man, that was really cool that you got that opportunity. Got to see a man or a woman about a dog there. That was pretty cool. Got Statue of Liberty. You saw that? Yep. 9/11. The memorial there. Man, what a fantastic trip, and a quick one at that. You left out Saturday morning and got back
at 3 o'clock Monday night or Tuesday morning. So 3 o'clock Tuesday morning is when I finally got back home. And that last leg of the trip from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, after touring Gettysburg, that last trip took me all day. And it was interesting because some of the places that I wanted to see, driving through Virginia and the Shenandoah Valley and everything, wasn't really able to see much of it because it was raining. And then I get off of out of the Shenandoah Valley, come into Tennessee, and I have the Smoky Mountains, and it's just nothing but fog. And finally, once the fog breaks, I get into the Nashville area, and there's thunderstorms, massive thunderstorms. So it was a hairy ride, but I finally made it.
Well, we've got a huge show for you today. Bryson Warren, one of maybe the best player in the state of Arkansas right now. I think that's a real possibility with Bryson.
And I've been watching Bryson, on Twitter, and it seems like almost every game he's putting out eye-popping numbers to where it's like, okay, I got to write that down because this guy is lighting it up.
Oh, yeah. And we got a hometown hero, Isaac Stanek from Hector, averaging about 20 points per game at Hector this year, 6'4" guard. Basketball pedigree, man. You want to talk about a basketball family? That guy has a basketball family. It's fantastic there. And then we've got Becky Yarbrough, the coach from the Star City Lady Bulldogs. Man, I don't know if you know much about Coach Yarbrough, but she is a fantastic basketball coach. I told this story in the interview, but I'll touch on it a little bit. My wife actually said that she reminds her of Pat Summitt. My wife played for her. Right.
That's an incredible thing to say.
Well, it was funny. You have to watch the interview, though. So stay tuned. Watch this interview, and you'll kind of get the gist of that. What a cool interview that was. She was one of the co-state champions last year in the Class 4A. They were 31-0 last season, the Star City Lady Dogs. And this year
that was a season that was cut short. They never really got to finish it.
So
that's why you have those co-champions.
They were right. They were at Hot Springs. They were actually getting ready to play when they called and said, we're shutting it down. They've been very good again this year. They're always good. They've made the state tournament 29 years in a row.
Wow.
29 years in a row. So you want to stay tuned and watch that. We got 3 great interviews. And again, before we get into that, we also want to do some of our preliminaries, which is go make sure that you rate us on iTunes and SoundCloud and all of that. Like it, subscribe to us, give us 5 stars, pats on the back, hugs,
follow us on Twitter,
hand pounds, Twitter. Get with us at AR Sportsnet. AR Sportsnet. You can find us there. Also, at Mini Hatsman is my personal Twitter, and Bill is at Real Bill Harshaw. And then also the Arkansas Sports Network on Facebook, if you are a part of all of that. So we want to make sure that you're a part and be a part of us there as we try to bring you the best coverage that we can of high school sports as well as college sports, where we cross over and do a little bit of Razorback stuff as well. And so, man, just a lot of stuff here that we can bring to you. So anything that you do would be greatly appreciated as we continue to build the brand of the Arkansas Sports Network and Primetime Preps.
It'll be interesting to see where we're at a year from now. Us being a year into it already, where we stand now compared to where we started at the beginning of the season is just it's an impressive move, at least from my understanding of things. And it's only going to go up from here.
If you saw where we were, we had a conversation, Bill and I did, in July. And as I'm sitting here in my house right now, I'm looking at the spot where we had the conversation, and we were like, well, what are we going to do with this? And what are we going to do with that? And it was, well, we need to do this. And, before we know it, and let's just say thank you to the Pottsville Apaches for allowing us to come in and be a part of their live stream this year, took a chance on us. And, we hope that it's paying off. They're getting a chance to see, people are getting a chance to see their teams play. We got a lot of things on the cooker, but that's enough about us right now. Let's talk about
Let's talk about
the
purpose
hoops.
of the show. Yeah.
Let's talk about hoops, and let's talk about what's going on here around the state. And, Bill, right now you're seeing a lot of usual suspects. There's a lot of guys that we hear about lately, Little Rock Central. We got Bryson Warren. They're the number 1 team in the state overall by the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. They are 14-3 overall. They, were also one of those coast state champions last year. They come out of nowhere. North Little Rock right behind them. Magnolia overall, number 3 in the state by the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, won like 742 games in a row. And really haven't lost since 2019, 2 years ago now. And, here they are again. Darian Ford's a fantastic player. Bryant, Bentonville, Maumelle, Little Rock Parkview, all of those. And then rounding out, you've got Jonesboro, Marion, and Sylvan Hills. I mean, honestly, when you're thinking about basketball schools in the state, I mean, that's just a list of them,
It's the who's who.
It really is. I mean, North Little Rock Central, Little Rock Parkview, Jonesboro, those teams are fantastic. And, they're all having pretty good success this year. The worst team on that list is 10-3. Jonesboro is 10-3, so tough there. But they got Marion coming up, which is the number 9 team this week. Going to be a big game over there in Eastern Arkansas. We got to get Chris
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson
on there.
Yeah, I got to get him back on to talk a little bit about Northeast Arkansas sports. And we've got a lot of good things going on here. You're looking at your Class 4A on the boys' side, or Class 5A on the boys' side. You've got Batesville, and I'm actually looking at the wrong thing here. Maumelle, Little Rock Parkview, Jonesboro, Marion, Sylvan Hills, Russellville, team that we're familiar with. Class 4A, Magnolia, Blyville, Mills, Dardanelle, 16-1 on the season. Brooklyn and Morrilton top out the top 6 there. And Dumas 3A, we got Dumas, Osceola, Mayflower, Clinton, Bergman. Class 2A, Mariana, Caddo Hills, Flippin, Dirks, Earl, and Mountainburg.
Mountainburg. That's something you know something about.
Mountainburg Dragons. And I can tell you, we had some pretty good teams when I played. We weren't overwhelming, but we were pretty good, regional tournament type teams. I've never seen Mountainburg, as far as I can tell, make the top 6 in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. So that's a big time accomplishment there. Not to say they haven't, but it's been a long time if they have. And then Class 1A, Westside Greers Ferry, Bradley, Viola, Nevada, Marvell, and Izard County wrap up the top 6 on the boys' side. On the girls' side, we got Fort Smith Northside, with Jersey Wolfenbarger, fantastic player. Bentonville with Miss Duda. Miss Duda is going to Baylor, big time talent there. Melbourne, Class 2A Melbourne, top 3 in the state right now, beating Fort Smith Northside, by the way, this season. Batesville, Conway, Greenwood, Little Rock Christian, Harrison, Valonia, and North Little Rock round out that top 10 there. On the girls' side of things, it's really heating up here, Bill. I mean, things are getting, right in the middle of conference season. We're about to get to the turn of the back half of the conference season. A lot of good things happening on the hardwood.
And this is the part of the season that I like the most, because if you had your first rotation of conference opponents and you're getting in on the back half, oftentimes you're playing at the other gymnasium this time, and you start getting a view of what the tournaments are going to look like, and that's the most exciting part of basketball season is the tournaments. It's I've always enjoyed the regular season because that's what determines the seed, of course, but it's tournament time where it really matters, and that's where we're gearing towards, and it seems like each of these games moving forward could play a pivotal role in seeding.
So we want you to stay tuned here as we've got Coach Becky Yarbrough from Star City, we've got Bryson Warren, and we've got Isaac Stanek from Hector. All of these are coming on tonight, and we just want you to stay with us here on Primetime Preps. We're going to be back right after this with Bryson Warren. All right?
That's right.
Bryson Warren. So stay tuned for this word from Mike Giroux and Giroux and Associates here in Russellville.
Your family, your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. When choosing a pharmacy, you want someone that knows your name, understands you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They will be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville.
Here, in the heart of the River Valley, is St. Mary's Regional Health System. Here is the area's most comprehensive range of medical services, along with advanced treatment options and responsive emergency care. Here is our team of more than 900 professionals who bring healthcare to life through people caring for people. And it is here where you can count on St. Mary's to always be, because to us, community matters. For more than 90 years, our investment in our community has been unmatched, and today that couldn't be stronger. St. Mary's, we're here for you.
When is the last time you had a life insurance checkup? Does your life insurance plan provide you with critical illness coverage or long-term care coverage? Contact the experts at Giroux & Associates for a life insurance checkup today. Protect your most valuable asset, yourself. Call Mike Giroux at 888-360-8611 to schedule an appointment today.
Preps, and joining me on the Giroux & Associates hotline, I've got one of the best players in the state of Arkansas. I've got Mr. Bryson Warren from Little Rock Central. Bryson, man, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right, Bryson. So let's talk team first. That's what we always like to do here. Little Rock Central you guys are killing it this year, playing well. You tell me a little bit about what's going on with the Tigers.
Yes, sir. I mean, the guys were ranked number 1 in the state, number 1 in the conference. In practice, we've just been battling, getting better and better every game, every practice, just developing ourselves and each other. we've been doing pretty well, gelling. We're getting better every game with that, and we're just sticking to the script, just getting better every game.
And you guys have won 9 in a row. I mean, you lost to Parkview on December the 19th, haven't lost since. It's been over a month now. What is it that is making you guys play so well right now?
For us, I believe it's just we're all getting to know our roles. We know what we have to do to get the team where we want to be at. That's be at the state championship. But we're coming together as a team.
Tell us a little bit just about your teammates. Mention some names to us. Tell us who's doing what there on the team as far as their roles go and what's happening with them.
Yes, sir. Well, besides me, we got, me, I'm the point guard. We got CJ, Corey Kemper. He run the 2 through the 4. Really can do it all for us, score, defend, rebound. We got Hudson Likens. He played the 2 and the 3, knockdown shooter, lights out. We got Cody Robinson. He a knockdown shooter. Can't leave him open. We got Honor Boateng. He's just a freshman. He's our guy. He gets a lot of rebounds, offensive rebound, defensive rebounds. He blocks a lot of shots. And you got Kyler Hudson, our big guy. You can't really move him. Real athletic. He's everywhere for us.
Yeah, I saw that you mentioned Likens Hudson. He topped the 1,000 point mark just the other day there
Yes,
for
sir.
the Tigers. And like you said, a knockdown shooter. We're loving to watch just everybody, man, trying to take everybody in. And I'd love to hear great names like Likens and all the guys that you mentioned there. Let's talk about you a little bit here. You're on the scene here kind of out of nowhere, but you're just a sophomore, but you're like blowing up right now. Tell us what's been going on with you and how you handling this extra attention.
It's been a lot of hard work for me. I've been putting in since about 6th grade, working out at 6 a.m. before school with Deshaun McClure, just going hard for about an hour and 30 minutes. Take a shower there, eat a sandwich on the way to school, and get it again after school is over. So just been a lot of hard work since I've been young. It's just showing now.
Well, how are you handling this extra attention that you're getting right now?
Being pretty good. Well, I just know that it comes with how I play. I like to pull up a lot of numbers, get my teammates involved. I like, give the cameras a show. Yeah, I've had the chance to play with LeBron James Jr. against him ever since about 4th grade. People don't know that me and him were actually, friends. We talk to each other, communicate on Instagram ever since 4th grade, going at him. And Mikey Williams, I played with him in 7th grade. We actually won a championship together. A lot of people know I threw him his first live, in game. I got over 1 million views. Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, man. That's incredible. Dropping some names on us right there. That's pretty cool. Bronny James, man. A lot of people, they're definitely going to recognize that one. So you're putting up numbers this year. As a sophomore, man, you're putting up quite a bit of numbers. I mean, I'm seeing 35-point games, 37-point games, and different things like that. How is it that you're doing this as a sophomore? And I'll just say this too. You can correct me if I'm wrong on this team. I know Coach Brian Ross does a great job, so I think I know the answer before I even say it. But you're a sophomore. You're on a loaded team, a team that won the state championship, and you're kind of taking the lead as the scoring guard as a sophomore. How have you been able to do that?
I've been putting in, like I said, a lot of hard work. Been working on, I play with the top AU team, Mocan Elite. Been working on my off-the-dribble pull-up with a hand in my face because now I'm having great games. The defense is really glued in on me. So a lot of my shots aren't open. They're just not wide open shots. I've never have knocked them down with a hand in my face. Contested shots a lot. But I've put in a lot of hard work. So it's just like, I'm used to it. I've been putting in like thousands of shots up. I'm used to playing against pros and workouts, college D1 players. So, the game it just comes natural to me.
I gotcha. Well, that's awesome. And man, I tell you what, we're liking what we're seeing here in the state of Arkansas. A lot of good players in the state of Arkansas. You're one of them. Guys like Nick Smith Jr., Joseph Pinion from Morrilton, all up and down the classes here. But you're really starting to stand out yourself as a sophomore. What are some of your goals this year that you want to see for your team and for yourself?
Well, team, you know, the big goal, state championship. That's definitely a goal. We want to achieve conference champs and state champs. We definitely want to be there at the end of the year. And for me, I'm looking for Gatorade Player of the Year in Arkansas. That's what I'm trying to win.
Man, that's high goals. That's big time. And it'll get you a lot of attention for sure.
Yes, sir.
Colleges are coming in on you. You've already got some offers here. As I'm looking at you here, I'm seeing Oklahoma State and Georgetown, Auburn. Let's see, Arkansas, obviously. Of course, you know, being in Arkansas, everybody loves the Razorbacks. So talk about what your relationship is with Coach Musselman and the Hogs.
Well, you know, I've heard, you know, some great things about Musselman. Personally, I haven't got to talk to him yet. Never heard some great things about him. I've talked to Coach Williams a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And, you know, yeah.
And you like Arkansas, I assume? I mean, I know you like a lot of these other guys too, but I assume you like the Razorbacks too?
Yeah, just really looking just for the best fit for me.
I got you. We'll talk about some of these other schools that are talking to you right now and who stands out.
Well, it's a lot of schools. We got St. John's, Georgetown, Seton Hall, Oklahoma State, Vanderbilt. They all just stand out to me. And I'm just, you know, enjoying the process.
Right.
Looking for the best fit for me at the end of the day. You know, I just got to give my dad. You know, he plays a big part in that. So it's going to all come down, you know. He got a big say in that. Okay.
Well, I think I've talked to Dad a little bit. I believe what you're saying there. Talk about Coach Ross a little bit. He moved over from Baptist Prep a few years back here. He's got Central really rolling here. Tell us a little bit about Coach Ross and your relationship with him.
Oh, yeah, Coach Ross, he really gets down to the basics. He keeps up with all your stats. So game film, pregame film, you know, all that. He's great at that. You're not going to miss a scouting report over here at Central. So he keeps up with all the stats. He kind of tries to go over with you how you feel like you can get better, how you can help the team get better. You know, it's just helping me.
I got you. What's your relationship with him like? Sounds like you got a good relationship there with Coach Ross.
Oh, yes, sir. Got a real good relationship.
Yeah. Well, I like that smile you got on your face, man. You seem like a great kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I like that poster. I told you earlier, I like that poster behind you, that number 23 in the middle. That's my guy.
Sir.
That's my guy.
Yes, sir.
Well, Bryson, man, we appreciate you joining us as one of the premier players in the state of Arkansas, man. I love that. I love to hear that you're going after that Gatorade Player of the Year. I like that a lot. But we're going to be keeping up with you as time goes on, maybe get a chance to meet you down the road here.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right. That's Bryson Warren of the Little Rock Central Tigers. Join us here on Primetime Preps, and we'll be back right after this with Isaac Stanek from Hector.
Your family, your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. When choosing a pharmacy, you want someone that knows your name, understands you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They will be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville.
Here, in the heart of the River Valley, is St. Mary's Regional Health System. Here is the area's most comprehensive range of medical services, along with advanced treatment options and responsive emergency care. Here is our team of more than 900 professionals who bring healthcare to life through people caring for people. And it is here where you can count on St. Mary's to always be, because to us, community matters. For more than 90 years, our investment in our community has been unmatched, and today that couldn't be stronger. St. Mary's, we're here for you.
When is the last time you had a life insurance checkup? Does your life insurance plan provide you with critical illness coverage or long-term care coverage? Contact the experts at Giroux & Associates for a life insurance checkup today. Protect your most valuable asset, yourself. Call Mike Giroux at 888-360-8611 to schedule an appointment today.
Joining us here on Primetime Preps, we've got one of our hometown heroes. We've got Isaac Stanek, Hector Wildcats, as they get through the season here, doing pretty well. Isaac, man, thank you for joining us here on Primetime Preps.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so Isaac, let's talk team first here. You guys are doing pretty well this year. Moved into a new conference, I think probably a little bit of a tougher conference than what you were in last year, year before. Tell us about how things are going for y'all this year.
I think they're going pretty good. You know, we moved into a new conference, so I definitely think it's tougher than last year's.
So you've moved east, and you guys are taking on some tougher teams. I mean, you got Bigelow, Conway Christian, barn burner with Conway Christian the other night. Even though you guys come up with the wrong end, what a game that was probably to watch there at Hector. Quitman, Marshall, those type of teams. Very tough conference there in the 2A. Tell us about how you guys are faring, and let's talk about some of your teammates and what they're doing on the court this year.
Yeah, so some of my teammates, one of my friends, Trey Smedley, he's one of our better players that I think. He does a lot, brings the ball up the court, sets up everything, shoot the ball real well and finish. I think he's a good help to our team. And then one of our other seniors that we have is Blake George. He's one of our better rebounders and defenders that we have on the team. I really think he helps a lot too, especially with rebounding and stuff like that.
Let's talk about you a little bit. You are how tall are you? Let me let you tell it. I don't want to cheat you any inches here. How tall are you?
6'4".
6'4" shooting guard. You're working hard to get your game out there, that sort of thing. Talk about what's your stats this year? Do you know?
I think I'm averaging around 20 points, and I don't really know the rest, but I think that's it.
Okay, so you're averaging 20 points per game. I know you're getting some work in, with different trainers and that sort of thing. Working hard, trying to up your game. Obviously, you got your eye is on playing in the next level, right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
All right. So, tell us a little bit about what you do well on the court.
Well, I think I do well. I think I could score the ball pretty well. As much shoot. That's what I've been trying to work on this year, is shooting and being able to score at all three levels. Been working on my jump shot. That's come a long way since I've started working on that. I think that's helped me improve a lot as a player.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen your maturation. I haven't got to see you much this year, but I know by your numbers there that you're averaging 20 points per game. You definitely made a nice jump in your game this year. Talk to us a little bit about who's looking at you as far as recruiting you right now.
Oh, I've come in contact a little bit with the coach from Arkansas Tech, Coach Downey. I'm talking to him a little bit. I think I've got some interest from there. And then my coach called me in the other day talking about some coach from ASU Mid-South contacting him, and he was wanting some info that I had.
Okay.
And so coach was sending him some film about me.
All right. Tell the coaches right now, like if you had a chance, you're looking at a coach right in the eye right now, what would you say to them about why they should take Isaac Stanek on their team in the next level?
Well, I consider myself to work hard, and I think I can play at the next level. I'm very confident in that. I love to be in the gym. I love to work on my game all the time, and I just like to work.
You love the game. You come from a basketball family. You got your Duke shirt on right now. We're talking about this outside. You guys are y'all are Duke fans. What is it about Duke that you guys like so much?
I like the coach at Duke. He's one of the best, if not the best coach of all time in Duke. I think it's just a really good organization, for basketball especially.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's actually not good at much else but basketball. But hey, it is. There is good basketball. I think they've got lacrosse there, if you like lacrosse. So, but you're not there for lacrosse. Your uncle is a legend there at Hector, and I don't know if you saw last week. We actually talked about you on the show, and the chant. Do you remember the chant? I don't even know. You weren't even. Golly, thinking about that now, you really weren't even born by the time that your uncle was playing, were you?
No.
Okay. No. My goodness, I'm old. But with that being said, they used to chant your uncle's name, and his name is Andrew Stanek, and it was Andrew Stanek, and so I did that for you. Did that for you the other day on the show. I said, Isaac Stanek. It works, man. It works. And so I know that's a big thing at Hector, or it used to be. But man, what's it like playing at Hector? I know those fans are crazy there.
Yeah, it's a really good atmosphere to play in, especially when we got a full crowd at Hector. We got a big game. Student section's amazing. I love playing there.
If you don't know about Hector, probably as rabid a fan base as you're going to see in the state of Arkansas. Isaac, tell us a little bit about just your goals for the rest of your senior season here. I mean, you are kind of coming up here on the end of the senior year. Obviously, you got district and regional tournaments and stuff like that. Hopefully, a state tournament in your future. Y'all got 7 games left in the regular season. What are some of your goals that you want to achieve in your last season as a Wildcat?
I say one of the biggest goals is to get to state for sure. I mean, we went there last year, and it's my first year ever being in state. So we didn't have much experience, but now that we have a little bit of experience under our belt, I think that we can get there this year and continue to go further. One of my other biggest goals would be to get college scholarship, because I haven't got that yet. I'm trying to get there, trying to work.
Yeah, and you got an opportunity there. 6'4" guard, nice shooting stroke from the outside. That's an inherited thing there. Let me tell you, those Staneks, they know how to shoot the basketball. Well, Isaac, man, we really appreciate you joining us here on Primetime Preps, and we're going to be checking you out. We're going to be watching, kind of seeing what's going on with you as the season goes on. If you've got any info about what's going on with you as far as recruiting, we'll pass it along for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Isaac Stanek, Hector Wildcat, joining us here on Primetime Preps, and we'll be back with our final segment right after this.
Your family, your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. When choosing a pharmacy, you want someone that knows your name, understands you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They will be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville.
Here, in the heart of the River Valley, is St. Mary's Regional Health System. Here is the area's most comprehensive range of medical services, along with advanced treatment options and responsive emergency care. Here is our team of more than 900 professionals who bring healthcare to life through people caring for people. And it is here where you can count on St. Mary's to always be, because to us, community matters. For more than 90 years, our investment in our community has been unmatched, and today that couldn't be stronger. St. Mary's, we're here for you.
When is the last time you had a life insurance checkup? Does your life insurance plan provide you with critical illness coverage or long-term care coverage? Contact the experts at Giroux & Associates for a life insurance checkup today. Protect your most valuable asset, yourself. Call Mike Giroux at 888-360-8611 to schedule an appointment today.
On the Giroux & Associates hotline on Primetime Preps, we've got Star City Lady Dogs head coach, Becky Yarbrough. Hey, Becky, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, your Star City Lady Bulldogs are, again, having a good season so far. Let's talk about what's going on with your season, from what you were last year as an undefeated team and co-state champions to where you are now.
Well, it's hard to compare with so much going on, from last year to this year with the COVID and the quarantines. Early in the year when we had to rearrange our whole schedule, non-conference schedule, definitely this year our non-conference schedule was a lot tougher. I mean, you usually start out with some easier teams to get into a little bit of rhythm, and this year we didn't have that chance. We jumped right in first games playing Pulaski Academy and Nashville, and we really had a tough schedule, and I think it's been well for us.
You guys did start out tough. Lake Hamilton, another team that you guys have played this
Hamilton, we played Greenwood. We had a cancellation, and we scheduled Greenwood. They came down and played us, and the Greenwood game was really a game changer for us. I think that's really the first time I've seen our kids play like they did last year. It pushed us, and the intensity was at another level. And I finally saw some excitement in the kids, and it was a good game for us. Even though we lost it, I think it was 79-71. It was a great game for us, and it really pushed us to another level.
Yeah, and having a team like Greenwood come all the way down to Star City and play, that was pretty awesome. I saw that matchup. Of course, it was a makeup game, and boy, I would have loved to have been a part of that one. Let's talk about your new gym. You guys have opened up a brand new facility there. What has it been like christening that?
Well, at first it was just like going to another school or to another gym and being the visiting team. We've kind of gotten used to it now. It's a great facility. We're excited. We're going to get to host the South Regional, and we're looking forward to that, having that here, and our community's excited. That's the first time in a long time that we've been able to host a tournament. That's
a fantastic facility. If you haven't gotten a chance to see it, it is definitely tournament worthy. And looking at your schedule here, other than that Greenwood loss, you guys have won several here. Greenwood and Lake Hamilton are two of the top 5A teams in the state. And other than that, you guys have rolled off about 16 out of your last 18 there. You've beaten teams such as Rogers Heritage, Rogers, Sheridan. You've got a loss to Nashville, which I know they're in your region, so I know that that's something to keep an eye on.
Our region is going to be tougher this year. MENA, they're undefeated in their conference over there right now. They're a very strong team. They got a lot of players back from last year, a lot of height, got a good move in. Nashville, very athletic, good shooters. They did give us some problems early. They're going to be a good team. So our region is going to be a tough tournament for us.
Yeah, you definitely loaded down there versus maybe what you have been in the past. A a lot of times people think that down there that's the Star City Lady Dog Invitational at that regional, but not this year. It won't be that.
Not this year, no.
23 conference championships. You've had, goodness gracious, what was it, 140-something game win streak in conference, 2 state championships to your belt. I know at least one more runner-up, maybe another one. What do you attribute your success to down there at Star City?
The tradition is very strong down here in girls basketball. People come out and it's lots of support. We have good admin support. They like to watch these girls play ball. And, as the kids get in elementary school, they're already hearing about being a Lady Dog basketball player. And their moms have played ball here. And it's just a growing tradition that's gotten better each year. And it's just a pleasure to be here and be around this community and coach these girls.
You've been there since 1994, is that right?
91, this is my 30th year here.
30th
I came in 91, 92.
And you guys have made the state tournament how many years in a row?
Oh, you put me on the spot. All but one. It's all but one. We've been in the state tournament every year except my first year.
Oh, 29 out of 30 years you've been in the state tournament. That is phenomenal. And you said except your first year, right? So you've been in there 29 in a row. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a unbelievable run there that you guys have had. So let's talk a little bit about this year's team and talk about just your kids and who's standing out, what's going on with them.
Well, I got a good group of seniors. We didn't get to finish last year in Hot Springs. We were there ready to play the state championship game against Farmington, had to leave and come home. I've got 6 seniors, great group of seniors, very special group of seniors. They are very hard workers, play well together, have good chemistry, very business-like kids. A lot of them are like coaches on the floor. They have so much experience and played so well together for so long, it makes my job easier. Janiah Johnson, our point guard, she's our quarterback of our team. She just a great floor leader, quick as a cat, can score, can get to the rim. Bree Grayson, she's really an undersized post girl. We list her as a forward. She's probably about 5'8", 5'9", very dominant on the boards. She's our second leading scorer right now. Allie Grayson, she's a small guard. She just is a garbage player. She's just what we need to be successful. She gets 3 or 4 charges, during the week of play and rebounds that we have to have at a very crucial time. She can score the 3. Ariana Johnson is our other guard, and she's a very versatile player. I think she's a very key player because she is really our wing girl, but she can also play our backup point guard, and she can also guard other people's post players. Maddie Andrews, she's a really small guard, but she's our best defensive player. We always put her on their other team's best offensive players. Just a very gutsy, hustle kind of kid. And then Marie Lindsay, she's a kid that's on the bench, but a very good scout team player, does all the little things that we have to need. It's just a puzzle that when they're all together, it's great chemistry.
Now, you've had some really good teams come through there. Some that won a state, or a couple that won a state championship, and then some that may not have. How does this team compare to some of those teams?
I've had some very talented athletic teams that played in the finals. I think we lost one year by 1 point to Bologna in '93. We lost again to Prairie Grove by 3 points in the finals. It's hard to compare because the year that we won it, it's not necessarily our most talented group, but they had a lot of chemistry, played well together, and in 2012 we did win it. I just wish we had got to finish last year. I would have liked to seen the matchup with us in Farmington. I think it was going to be a great game. The thing about this year is everything has been so inconsistent with COVID. From day to day, we don't know who we're going to have for game to game. So basically, it's the inconsistency has hurt in a way, but it has also helped because we're getting younger kids that are getting some playing time that could be crucial down the stretch. I just hope we get to finish this year to see how it goes. But again, not knowing with COVID and the quarantines, who's going to actually be there at the end and who's not going to be able to.
Now, how do you handle that during tournament play? Because, it's one thing, you can reschedule a regular season game, but tournament play, it's over. If you can't play, you can't play. So what is it that you do during tournament play in a situation like this?
Well, you're right. The pressure is starting to build right now because if any of this happens during tournament play, your season could be over with. And for those 6 seniors, they won't get another chance. So it's really scary right now. But what we're doing, we're doing basically the same thing we have all year. We're telling the kids socially distance, be careful at home. What they do after they leave school at 3:00 is really what's catching us when they leave here. So we're just trying to get them to stay close and not really get out a lot, or around large groups. And that's really all we can do right now is just keep telling them to do the same things we've been doing. Well,
you were talking about former players, and I've got one. I've learned the lady dog tradition down there throughout the years now. I've been married to a Star City lady dog now for 12 years almost.
Yes.
And I've learned a little bit about what Star City Lady Dog basketball was like, and I'd like to tell this story, and I guess I'm just going to let everybody else in on this story. But when my wife and I first got together, we weren't married yet. She saw Pat Summitt on TV, and she looked at her and she said, "That lady reminds me of my high school basketball coach." And I said, "Do you know who that lady is?" And she said, "No." I said, "That's probably the greatest women's basketball coach of all time." And at that time, there really wasn't a question about that. And so anyway, I think that's a pretty high compliment to you, just for the fact that she could recognize that in her and recognize that in you.
Yes, it is. I've been a Pat Summitt fan ever since I was a little girl and loved watching her coach and her teams play. And but yes, Katie Jo was one of your wife that played for me. Great player. Definitely knows the Lady Dog tradition here in Star City.
She does. I hear about it a lot, even today. And she's been out of school now since 2005. So we're working on 15 years, 16 years, whatever it is. So
you've heard lots of good stories, I'm sure.
Oh, I have. But she told me that she might have been a great player on defense, but she was told she better not shoot it too much.
Yeah, until one night when she had to shoot it, and I was screaming, "You've got to shoot!"
I love it. Well, Coach Yarbrough, thank you for joining us here on the Jerome Associates Hotline, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what happens with you guys down the road.
Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you.
Your family, your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. When choosing a pharmacy, you want someone that knows your name, understands you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They will be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville.
Here, in the heart of the River Valley, is St. Mary's Regional Health System. Here is the area's most comprehensive range of medical services, along with advanced treatment options and responsive emergency care. Here is our team of more than 900 professionals who bring healthcare to life through people caring for people. And it is here where you can count on St. Mary's to always be, because to us, community matters. For more than 90 years, our investment in our community has been unmatched. and today that couldn't be stronger. St. Mary's, we're here for you.
When is the last time you had a life insurance checkup? Does your life insurance plan provide you with critical illness coverage or long-term care coverage? Contact the experts at Giroux & Associates for a life insurance checkup today. Protect your most valuable asset, yourself. Call Mike Giroux at 888-360-8611 to schedule an appointment today.
Time preps, Brad Caldwell and Bill Harshaw. As we're wrapping up this week's edition of the show, Bill, one of my favorite shows, honestly, getting a chance to talk to Coach Becky Yarbrough of Star City Bulldogs, Lady Dogs. Lady Dogs. Let me tell you something about Lady Dogs, okay? It's not Lady Bulldogs down there, okay? It is the Lady Dogs. And they got some dog in them down there, man. 29 state tournaments in a row.
That's a pedigree you can't go away from. You know, when you talk about good dog breeds, that's got to be one of them.
That's a great dog breed for sure. We have 23 conference titles under Coach Yarbrough in 30 years. Okay. Also, 2 state championships. They've played for 2 other ones there. And this is the big one, in my opinion. They won like 144 conference games in a row.
That's impressive.
100.
That's hard to do. I mean, really.
Yeah. Absolutely. Doesn't matter your competition. You get that one night you flub up, and let me tell you something. They want to beat Coach Yarbrough down there in South Arkansas, and they want to beat the Lady Dogs. So, man, they're a really fantastic ball club down there. If you don't know anything about the Lady Dogs, you definitely need to check them out. Of course, we've got big time teams as well in Class 4A on the girls' side. I mean, you know, Harrison made the top 10 overall in the state. And you got Star City, Pea Ridge, Farmington. Farmington is 12-4. They're one of those teams that everybody thinks is going to be able to make it far, maybe even to the state finals. Coach Brad Johnson there does a great job. And then you got Mina at 12-1. She spoke about Mina earlier. And, you know, that was another thing that we talked about in that interview. Was it not just the district tournament or in the district, but the regional as well. That's usually the Star City Lady Dogs Invitational. This year, Nashville's already beaten them 55-53 in game 2. And then you turn around and they've got Mina here. Mina's 12-1. They've already beaten Nashville. So it's not going to be just run over everybody as, you know, sometimes it is. And I say run over. Sometimes it isn't. I mean, Pulaski Academy has definitely given Star City a run for their money at times. Been a very, 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 very good run there. Unbelievable run. In fact, if you really look at their run overall, I would challenge any boys or girls team to have that kind of a sustained success for that long.
It's really hard to do. I mean, usually you'll have, kids leaving the program, graduating and everything, maybe moving away. So it's really hard in some schools to build that year in and year out powerhouse program.
Oh, man, unbelievable there. So we've got some primetime performers, Bill. And, you know, I should have teased this in the first segment. And, you know, I got to get better. You know, I mean, I got to get better at this stuff. But we had an incredible primetime performance on the boys' side of things, but we always go ladies first. Not that there wasn't, you know, some really good performers on the girls' side of things.
Yeah, start off Benton Lady Panthers.
Exactly.
Check this one out.
Alyssa Houston, 28 points as a sophomore, by the way, for the Lady Panthers as they beat Little Rock Parkview 53-48. We just talked about Farmington, Lady Cardinal senior, Tori Kersey, 23 points of her own in a victory, 72-67 win over Gravett. That's a big one.
That's a big game because you look at the closeness of that score. I mean, you know, some of these are really, really close, but you can tell that was a high scoring matchup that, you know, if Kersey hadn't had that type of performance, they could have easily lost that game.
And then Jaden Court of Russellville, been seeing her name pop up quite a bit. 20 points versus Siloam Springs in the 43-33 victory there over the Siloam Springs Lady Panthers.
Of course, Jaden is the daughter of the Russellville coach Court. So,
yes,
he brought her with him when he came to Russellville, and she's showing out and doing her thing.
Yes, and on the girls' side of things, Russellville has actually just took their first loss of the conference season. They're 10-6 overall. Really improved play this year. Still a very tough conference, though. Valonia's in it. Greenwood is one of Star City's losses, by the way, and that was something that Coach Yardbrough talked about. Was that Greenwood travels to Star City, all the way to Star City. That's a long trip from Greenwood to go play. And I mean, you're talking about two basketball powerhouses there in Greenwood and Star City. And anyway, Greenwood come out with I think it was a 7-point victory there, 78-71 or something like that. It was real close. But she said that was when her team started to play better. But I'm looking at some of these scores on the girls' side of things. 72-67 from Farmington. I want to mention this. Dover Lady Pirates, 3A school, 96 points the other night.
My goodness.
And their win over Maumelle Charter, I believe, 96-23. Now, obviously Maumelle's not quite there, but 96 points. And then I looked at the scoring for Dover. Dover's scoring overall this year, they've scored 90 twice this year now. And they're putting points on the board, 70s, many times upper 60s. So you're getting a lot of scoring on that side of things from the Dover Lady Pirates.
Coach Charlie Melton has them fine-tuned to put up some points.
And we could see this coming with Dover. We could definitely see this coming with them. They had a really good sophomore class 2 years ago that's now seniors. And you can see the program just taking a step. And then they get the benefit of not playing 4A this year, playing 3A. And, man, they're having a fantastic year there. But they're not running away with the conference by any means, even though they had moved down into the 4A or the 3A. I mean, they're definitely tight with Atkins, I think, and Lamar. Both those teams are right there with them. So, anyway, Dover Lady Pirates, we wanted to mention you. When you score 96 points in a game, especially on the girls' side of things, you don't see it very often. So, big time there. But here's something.
That will definitely get our attention for sure.
Here's something you don't see very often, Bill. Barton Bears. And I want to make sure I get this right. Hakeem Hancock on the boys' side of our primetime performers.
53 points.
15 rebounds and 5 assists. And you want to talk about affecting a victory in a 73-69 victory over England.
Yeah, he took control of that ball game. That 53 points. You don't see that. I mean, it's hard to find sometimes. That many points scored in a ball game. I've been to several, low-scoring matchups where that's the final number of points a team can score. But Hakeem Hancock, 53 points in one game by himself, handing the ball off 5 times for an assist and getting 15 boards. That is an incredible performance by the Barton Bear.
And we're going to track him down, by the way. I'm going to see if I could get him for next week's show. That's going to be awesome, man. I mean, 53 points in a high school game. I think I've seen 53 times in high school basketball. First time I saw it was when I was like 11, 12 years old. And Corliss Williamson did it. And he had the Cyclone Arena record, or not arena, but their Cyclone Gymnasium record before they moved into the arena that they're in now. 52 points versus Hot Springs in the Cyclone Classic. And just an unbelievable performance there. Corliss Williamson, number 1 player in the country at that point. Then we had I was watching, and I was a senior in high school, and I watched a guy named Charlie Clark. I believe that was his name, Charlie Clark. Hartford Hustler. There's not even Hartford Hustler school anymore. And anyway, Hartford Hustler, he scored 51 against Cedarville in their victory. And then the greatest performance that I've ever seen by a high school player was 2 years back, three years back now, I guess. Let's see, he's been in college 2 years, so it would have been 2019, yes. I had Isaac Mcbride, from Baptist Prep. He's playing for Vanderbilt now. He went to Kansas originally. 58 points in an 88-85 loss to Russellville in the Cyclones Classic Championship. You couldn't stop him. He scored like 30 points in the fourth quarter, and they went into overtime. So in overtime, he scores every point they've got, and ended up not being enough. But he pulls up from half court at the end of the ball game, and the sucker rims out. So that would have tied the ball game. If he hits that shot, he gets 61 right there, goes into a second overtime. I believe we would have saw him score 70 points that night. I mean, he was just that phenomenal. He was that good. And, I mean, he was everywhere. I think he had 10 three-pointers. He's at the free throw line, 58 points. It was an unbelievable performance there by Isaac McBride.
And those types of performances, you know, you might see one of them a year, one of them every 2 years maybe. And Hakeem Hancock, he's got the one this year. If we get another one, that'd be impressive too.
Yes.
But Hancock scored 53 points against England. And that was a close game too, a 73-69 win over England by Barton. So 53 points. He definitely took the team on his shoulders.
We're going to try to track him down. Damien Boleman is a kid that we have had now a couple times in our primetime performers. He's having a fantastic year for the Acorn Tigers. 32 points and 11 steals in their win over Mansfield, 76-43. 11 steals.
Yeah, and we're going to have to track Damien down as well. We have yet to find a picture of Damien that we can use. That's why we got the shadow figure here. But we're going to track him down. If you are listening or anything, go ahead and shoot us a picture of you, man. We'll be happy to use it next time you score 32 points and get 11 steals. But a great performance. Just a junior. We're going to see him again.
Finally, Cooper Ellis, sophomore point guard. Sophomore, man, big time. 35 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals in a 72-67 win over Hector.
Of course, Hector, you know, they have Isaac Stanek, you know, somebody we just had on the show, and that was a big game for Cooper Ellis.
It was, and man, what a 3 performances there. I still can't get over that 53 points. It's unbelievable. 53 points and 15 boards, man. He was going after it. But that's what this show's all about, Bill, is to highlight kids maybe who don't get it as well or is not as well known, but also the kids that are. You know, we want to try to have that mix in there. And, of course, you get great interviews like Becky Yarbrough from Star City. This is why we do it, man. We enjoy the heck out of this thing, and, you know, we're looking to grow. But, again, we want you to go like the AR Sportsnet, at AR Sportsnet on Twitter. You could go like ESPN Arkansas on ESPN Arkansas. Hit that line on Facebook as well as the Arkansas Sports Network. Go give us a great rating, and that way that people can find us, you know, on whatever platform that might be. Subscribe to us. That way you can get our show. Let people know that you're listening or watching Primetime Preps. And, of course, you know, we're on Facebook and YouTube and all of that. So, anyway, we just really appreciate you joining us. Bill, glad to have you back here. Glad you made it safe and sound from all the way in New York City. And we're going to see you soon.
That's right. That's right. We'll see you later on this afternoon, matter of fact.
That's right. Well, for Bill, I'm Brad saying so long. We will see you next time right here on Primetime Prep.